So the exercise I want to go over today is something I call a push-up position step up with rotation. There's a couple of different ways to do this. What I'm going to do is show you the hardest version right now, and we're going to go backwards from there actually. So I'm going to show you a couple different angles. So the first one, what we're going to do is we're going to be in a push-up position. I'm going to put my hands a little bit closer, just so it's easier for me to move my feet. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to step up, and I'm actually going to lift up this outside hand, and I'm going to look at it. I'm going to rotate my head with that. I'm going to put it back down, bring my foot back, not arching my back, bring my foot up, and alternate. Different angle. So a lot of times people aren't able to do that, lifting up that hand, that outside hand. They're a little too stiff in order to do that, so sometimes they need to pick up the inside one in order to start the rotation. So what we would do is the exact same thing. Stepping up, now picking up this inside hand, looking at it, setting it back down, doing the exact same thing. The only difference is instead of picking up this hand, going this way, is picking up this hand and going this way. So for some people, just being in that position is going to be too intense. They can't hold their weight on their shoulders, they can't engage their core, or they're not mobile enough to step their foot up there. Depending on what issue they're having, there's going to be different ways that we're going to be able to make that easier. Now, one of the ways you're going to be able to make that easier is by putting something under your hands for clearance. You could use yoga blocks, you could use kettlebells, you could use dumbbells, something sturdy and comfortable for your hands that you're going to be able to be confident in, you can put your weight on. So this would be the exact same exercise. So something else you can think about doing is using a bench or a couch or something a little higher, and pretending you don't maybe necessarily have a lot of room on one side. You could always just do one full side at a time instead of alternating. So for example, let's say I'm here, and I go ahead and step up just like I'm on the floor. I could leave one hand on here, and if I had to do the easier version where I pick up this inside hand, I can do this exact same exercise. I can keep repeating on the same side if, say, there was some issue here, I couldn't get to the other side because of space, or if you have enough space, again, you can always alternate, and we're still attacking the same things. Let's say you hurt your shoulder and we still need to mobilize your mid-back in the same way, or for whatever reason you hurt your wrist or there's something else going on and we can't put any weight on your hands like that. That's okay. So what we could do is we could take a bench like this, we could take a couch, we could take something that we could put our foot on, depending on the height. We would step it up in the same way. And on this one, you're going to want to pick up your outside arm just so you can brace this inside leg. But I could literally be here and look up past this, bracing with my inside arm against my leg coming down. Ultimately, when you're pushing hard, you're going to have sprains and strains. Things are going to happen. You got to be able to find a way to keep pushing forward. You got to be able to find a way to keep working around things potentially, because you're going to have things come up. So you just got to be smart enough and work around it. It's not ideal, but you just do the best you can with what you have. And then when you're healthy again, or when you progress to the next level, you can get to that harder version, then just go ahead and attack that. So if you have any questions on maybe an exercise you're currently doing, or one that you want to get to and you don't know how to get there, or maybe you had just injured yourself or strained something and you're not sure what you could do in place of that for the time being, feel free to reach out. I'm sure there's going to be a way that you're still going to be able to hopefully at least maintain or actually move forward during this time when you're injured, or maybe you're without equipment because you can't get to the gym as much because of COVID and everything else that's going on.